It's now time for Crime in the DMV. This is where we bring you the biggest stories of the week. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Sierra Fox. We start in D.C., where police are searching for the young man suspected of shooting and killing a 14-year-old boy at the Brooklyn Catholic University Metro Station. Fox 5's Bob Barnard is there with the latest details.
The young man who was shot and killed right here yesterday afternoon was indeed a 14-year-old boy whose older brother was murdered at a D.C. Metro station 8 years ago.
This was the 14-year-old boy shot and killed Thursday, Avian Evans of Northeast D.C., his home just a mile from the Metro station, where he was murdered around 4 in the afternoon. Police telling us young people on the station platform were fighting, somebody pulled a gun and started shooting.
It was terrible, so terrible. I feel so sorry for the family.
Avian Evans was pronounced dead here at the Metro station. Police releasing new photos of the suspect, who was apparently not involved in the fight. His face clearly shown in the photos. Metro riders here once again shaking their heads.
It's real sad, very sad. And I'm hurting, as we speak, because, I have a son, and I look at all kids as my sons, and I hope it stops. It needs to stop.
At the ribbon cutting for the new D.C. Health Department headquarters building in Anacostia today, we asked Mayor Muriel Bowser about the murder of Avian Evans.
I can't speak to the specifics of that incident today, but whatever they are, I know it wasn't about anything or worth it.
Witnesses to this shooting, caught on camera Wednesday night on Capitol Hill, say the young people running from that lone gunman also fired shots during the confrontation, 2 of those bullets striking a parked car with a woman inside. Mayor Bowser telling us new legislation she's proposed this week would prevent the placement of some young violent offenders into diversion programs before their cases ever go to court.
We don't think it's appropriate, and more than we, being me and our team, we don't think the public thinks it's appropriate. They want to know that if there's a crime using a gun committed, that there's going to be accountability. So that's what the bill would do.
And we've learned from the Evans family, who lost 14-year-old Avian to gun violence here at the Brooklyn Metro Thursday afternoon, that they buried his older brother, John, after the 15-year-old was stabbed to death at the Deanwood Metro Station, also in Northeast D.C., 8 years ago this month.
And I spoke to the family off camera, both the mom and dad, and they say the middle son died in a violent way here in D.C. about a year ago. They didn't explain exactly how that happened, but he was killed. So 3 brothers in this city killed within the last 8 years, 2 of them guys at metro stations.
Now to a Fox 5 exclusive out of Northern Virginia. The mother of a woman murdered in a Manassas apartment is speaking out for the first time. Police arrested the suspected killer, who was trying to get away in a stolen car. Fox 5 Shamari Stone has this report.
Your heart really goes out to this mother. Angela Payne is devastated. She lost her only daughter, 22-year-old Asia Payne. After finding out that her daughter was murdered inside of this unit, she broke down in tears. We're here in the Westgate apartment and townhome community on Porter Ridge Lane in Manassas, Virginia. Tonight, she's sharing her story, she says, to honor her daughter. She says Asia was a kind woman who loved animals, dancing, singing, and grew up in Manassas, Virginia. Prince William County police tell me 36-year-old Edward James Jackson Bland shot and killed Asia and Leanne Renee Harris around 1 o'clock in the morning on Tuesday. Police got Bland after they say he carjacked someone with a gun and then broke down in the stolen car hours later in Shenandoah County. After the arrest, police checked the apartment, and that's where they found Asia and Harris. Detectives believe the 2 women and the suspect knew each other. How? Well, that's under investigation. You're now going to hear exclusively from Asia Payne's mother.
What are you going to miss most about your daughter?
Well, us hanging out and just having fun and singing and dancing and the phone calls at night. I don't get any more phone calls. I don't get any more of those midnight phone calls. Mom, I love you.
What do you say to the suspect in this case, Edward James Jackson Bland? If he was standing right here, what do you say to him?
How did you feel the morning that you woke up, that next day that you murdered my baby girl. You murdered my baby girl. You took her life with did you have any remorse at all about what you did?
Back out here in the building, Angela Payne tells me she does not know how her daughter knew Harris and the suspect. That's still under investigation. Detectives are trying to figure out what led up to the shooting. If you have any information, give them a call. As for the suspect, well, he's facing several charges, including 2 counts of murder and 1 count of carjacking. Tonight, he's in jail. In Manassas, I'm Shamari Stone. Back to you.
Back to the district now, where 3 teen suspects will remain in youth detention for the murder of a 64-year-old man. Fox 5's Lily Zhang explains.
The judge did order a number of tests for these suspects. They include a psych evaluation as well as psych education. Now, let's talk about the suspects in this case. They are girls ranging between 12 and 13 years old. They are accused of beating 64-year-old Reggie Brown to death. That was back in October. Today, one of the suspects' attorneys argued that she should be released, citing her age and arguing that educational needs are not being met. The suspects are being charged with second-degree murder as juveniles. The victim's family has told us that they believe he was targeted at random, adding that the girls should be charged as adults. But it is important to note, however, that under D.C. law, juvenile suspects under the age of 15 cannot be charged as adults. Prosecutors today argue that these cases should be joined. We're told that they will be back in court on May 8th.
Now to Prince George's County, Maryland. A man is accused of killing his own mother. Fox 5's Homa Bash has more on this disturbing case.
It is a quiet neighborhood, and people here tell me they're shocked and saddened to hear what happened. A man charged with killing his own mother in a very disturbing case.
It's a quiet neighborhood, kids, people go to work, never no problem. That's the tragic thing I've ever heard since I've been here.
Police say on Wednesday, 72-year-old Lorena Royster was found stabbed in the neck by officers doing a welfare check. According to investigators, Royster was wearing a handcuff on her wrist. They also found a pocket knife, box cutter, and screwdriver in the bedroom where she was discovered. This is all in the 4100 block of East 53rd Place in Bladensburg. Royster was discovered around 11 p.m. 12 hours earlier, about 40 miles east of here in Stevensville, Maryland, investigators say her son, 51-year-old Reginald English, jumped into Cox Creek. An officer saw him, convinced him to swim to shore, and took him to the hospital for treatment. He told police he was preying on the dock and gave them a fake name. On Thursday, Prince George's County detectives arrested English for his mother's murder.
Well, people are just, I don't know what to say about people today, When I came up, people respected, especially your mother. How do you do that to your mother? So I can't, I can't put it into words. But it's real sad, I'll tell you that.
English lived at the home with his mother. He is facing charges of first and second-degree murder in this case. We pulled his records and found he was charged with murder, kidnapping, and a slew of other charges in D.C. for a killing last January. He was indicted in federal court in March, but in October 2023, the case was dismissed. According to court documents, that was because the surviving victim and witness in the case died. Earlier in the day, family and friends came to the home, understandably very upset and emotional, and they did not want to speak.
And our last story takes us to the nation's capital. A Subway restaurant employee was inside during a robbery in Southeast. The scary moments all caught on camera. Fox 5's Shamari Stone shows us.
Tonight, that Subway restaurant employee says that he was very scared when the suspect walked into the restaurant here on the 2800 block of Alabama Avenue Southeast and demanded money, allegedly saying, "Give me the money." And the employee didn't put up a fight. He said, "Here, take the tip jar." And the suspect wanted more than that, police say. That is when you're going to see what happens next. Take a look at this surveillance video from March 15th around 6:15 in the morning. The suspect is wearing a mask, ripped jeans, and a distinctive hooded sweatshirt that has orange, pink, and black stripes on the arms, along with a large pink X on the back. After the Subway employee gives him the tip jar and runs out of the restaurant, the suspect leaps over the glass, looks behind the counter, grabs the cash register, and then climbs back over the wall. But take a look. This time, he gets tangled on some wires and hits the wall. He frees himself, leaving with an undisclosed amount of cash in the register. You're now going to hear exclusively from the Subway employee.
This is scary for us. We feel unsafe at work. He could have had a weapon with him. We want justice, because why should this be happening? This is unfair. In this nice country, this should not be happening. We are working here. We are employees.
And right now we're in the Subway, and you can see these guys are working, making sandwiches right now. They tell me all they want to do is to be able to come to work hard, put together 6 inches and 12 inches, serve pizzas, and so people can, they say, eat fresh. But they say that the crime in this area, they're absolutely tired of it, and they want to feel safe. Now, call police if you have any information about this robbery. There's a reward of up to $1,000 for information that leads to an arrest in this case. In Southeast, I'm Shamari Stone. Back to you.
Well, that does it for this week's Crime in the DMV. Make sure you tune in every week right here on Fox Local to stay ahead of the latest updates.